Good evening to all of you. Welcome to our class today. And the last time we met, we did introduce on the dividend policy. Okay, we did introduce on the dividend policy. Well, so simply dividend is any distribution that the company do make, okay, to its shareholder. So any distribution the company makes to its shareholder is simply referred to as a dividend. Okay. Conventionally, okay, dividend is paid when the company is still a going concern. Okay. However, in some cases, you may have scenarios where the company is paying what we refer to as the liquidating dividend, okay, the final dividend, okay. In that case, therefore, the company is simply telling the users, hey, we cannot continue in operation, okay, so what do? You're going to sort of try to give back the capital you did invest in a company, okay, so the company is coming to an end, or the company operations are coming to an end. So we cannot continue with the operation. So we are simply going, therefore, not to pay continue operations. So we're going to pay you a final dividend, okay? And that final dividend that you're going to receive from the sale of the asset, okay? Because the amounts that we received shall be acquired from the sale of the asset, okay? Once the company does sales of its assets, okay, having paid the taxes, having paid the employee final salaries, having paid the liabilities, okay, then the company shall be refunding back the amount they do owe, whatever remains, the residue to the shareholder in form of the dividend, okay, what referred to as the liquidating dividend, okay, the liquid dividend, okay. But conventionally, the dividend shall be paid shall be paid when the company is still a going concern, okay. If the company is not going concern, then we simply do refer that as a liquidating dividend, okay. We just went ahead and discussed some of the factors that do influence, okay, the policy the company shall be adopting when it comes to pay the dividend, okay. The policy contain a lot of things, okay, contain when the company shall pay the dividend, why is the company paying the dividend, okay, how much the company is paying the dividend, okay. So it will cost so many things, okay. One of the key importance in the policy is how much, okay. So what influences, therefore, the how much, okay, that's element of the policy, okay, the number of things that we discussed last time, okay, all the way from the company profit it is making, all the way to the company capital structure, okay, the company is adopting, as well as who are the owners of the business, okay. So all those factors do influence when the company shall pay the dividend. Okay. We went ahead and introduce some of the theories, okay, that either dictate that it is good to pay the dividend, or it is not even any value adding to pay the dividend, okay. So I think we went ahead and did also discuss all these policies, okay, all these theories, okay, that either support or do not support, okay, the payment of dividend to shareholder, okay. Don't forget, okay, that when it comes to say that it is support or not support, okay, it goes back to the key business objective, okay, shareholders' wealth maximization. So the question is that if you pay the dividend, is the shareholder wealth going to be maximized? Okay. If you don't pay the dividend, is shareholders' wealth going to be maximum? Okay. So what if we pay? Okay. Are we going to be maximizing the shareholders' wealth? What if we don't pay? Does it mean that shareholders' wealth is going to be decreasing? Okay. So you're trying to, or this year is trying to attempt in answering that question. Okay. The question that attempting to answer the why. Okay. Why do you pay the dividend? Okay. Does it have any value impact to the shareholder, for example? Okay. And the first theory that we discussed last time was what we call the information signaling theory. Okay, the information signaling theory. Okay, so simply, what sort of information are we going to be passing across to the owners of the business? Okay, when we adopt a given policy. Okay, if we decide that going forward we are not going to pay the dividend, what sort of information do we pass on to the market? Okay, as you mentioned, the key thing in general, okay, any policy that a company want to adopt that is going to be reducing the amount of dividend they do pay is deemed to be a bad policy. Okay, it will be passing on some bad information to the markets. Okay, so we are only going to, okay, so as much as possible as a company, okay, we should have the policy shall be adopting, okay, or to be that policy that is going to be increasing, okay, the dividend policy, okay. Even though we did mention, okay, that if, for example, maybe information you're going to pass across, you're going to inform the market, okay? The market information you want to pass across, okay, is one that is going to be deemed to bad information, okay? Then you may have to see, okay, how do we sort of try to convince the market, okay, that this decrease in the dividend might seem bad today. However, okay, it is something good, okay, because maybe we have potential investment you're making, okay. So today we don't pay high dividend because why? We have the following project. We have project A, project B, project C, and project project D, okay. So maybe you have to try to see how you're going to not as sugarcoat the information, but try to give more information to the market, okay, as much for give the information, okay, as much as possible to the market, okay, especially in line where the market is going to deem that new information as bad information. Don't forget, in cases it be a bad information, then that's going to have it will result to a decrease in the share price, okay, and of course by default decrease in the shareholders' wealth, okay. We also discuss, okay, we also discuss on the residual theory, okay. In the residual theory, we did say that when it comes to the payment of dividend, okay, to the shareholder, we only pay the dividend upon taking care of all the long-term capital-intensive projects. Okay, once we have taken care of the capital needs, okay, of those long-term projects, okay, then after that we can pay to the shareholder the dividend, whatever remains. Okay, but first, okay, let's first take care of the needs, the capital needs, okay, of the company long-term projects, okay, capital projects, okay. So if, for example, given here, we have the need we have is 10,000, okay, is 10,000, okay. That year make a profit of 8,000, okay. So it means therefore, the need for you have is 10,000. The capital need you have is 10,000, okay. How much profit you have? You have 8,000. That means therefore you can't pay any dividend. Why? Because the money that you made from that year profit, that is 8,000, is not enough to cover for your $10,000 need. Okay, in that year, therefore, you don't pay a dividend. If in a given year, okay, you're able to make profit, okay, let's say you made a profit of, let's say, $10,000, okay, so that year you made a profit of $10,000. However, you don't have any project. However, you don't have any project. What do? You therefore pay to the shareholder the entire profit you do make. Okay. That means therefore, whether you have project or you don't have project, it means your reserve shall be zero. It means therefore the reserve that this company is zero because either the profit they're making, they're either investing or paying as dividend. Nothing remains in short. Okay, so nothing goes to the reserves account. Okay, as per se. So the residual theory. Okay, we pay upon taking care of the company capital needs. Okay, we discussed what's called the traditional theory. The traditional theory. Okay, and it's said here, by the time making, you're going to decide to make a decision, you're going to make a dividend decision, try to see what impact it will have on the company share price. Okay, try to see this type of dividend. Okay, this dividend policy I want to adopt. Okay, what impact is it going to be having on the company share price? What impact is it going to have on the future growth in the dividend? Okay, so because if, for example, today you declare high dividends, okay, now what does it mean regarding the chance of making high dividend in the future? Okay, if you remember when we were discussing on the cost of equity, okay, we said that one of the model we can use when it comes to estimating the future growth in dividend is a Gordon's retention models. Okay, the Gordon retention model. Okay, we did say that if, for example, today we pay a lot of dividend, it means in future you don't have capital upon which you can invest in a project. That means in future you have very minimal projects. It means you have very minimal profits to make. Okay, that means for the chance of making high profit dividends in the future is a bit lower. So as a company, as make a decision as to should we pay high dividend or should we pay low dividend, you have to consider what impact is this dividend going to have on the future growth of the dividends company, or the cost of equity of the company, as well as on the share price. Try to see, okay, what impact does this deal has, okay? So it's more is going to be trying to look holistically, okay? What impact does the policy has on the share price, the cost of equity, and the growth in the dividend? If a decrease in the dividend is going to have positive impact, then adopt it, okay? If, however, the decrease in the dividend is going to have a negative impact, it's going to have a positive impact. If an increase in the dividend will have a positive impact, then implement an increase in the dividend policy. Okay, so try to see, okay, what impact is the policy we want to adopt, okay, shall have on the share price, on the dividend growth in future, as well as on the cost of equity. Okay, that was on the traditional theory. Okay, We went ahead and also discussed on the dividend irrelevancy theory, okay? Meira Modigliani dividend irrelevancy theory. Okay. Now, what does the theory say? Okay. This theory says that at the end of the day, okay, whether you pay the dividend or you don't pay the dividend, okay, it has no impact on the shareholder's wealth. Okay, it has no impact on the other shareholder. If anything, what has an impact on the share price of the company is a decision that are made by the management. Okay, those are the ones that do influence the company's share price, not the policy regarding how much to pay the dividends or how much to pay as dividend or not. Okay. They see that if, for example, in a given year you pay the dividend, okay, even if in a given year you do pay the dividend, okay, then the company, if in that year the company had capital needs, okay, if the company in that year had capital needs, they can obtain the capital they needed through external financing. So if in a given year the company had projects, but they paid the profit as dividend, the company can go to external market and borrow money to finance their projects. Okay, the amount they pay, the amount shall be paid, okay, to the new financier, assume they obtain the money through a bank loan, okay. The amount the interest they shall be paid will be equivalent to the return the shareholders shall be receiving from the dividend they received, okay. So the gain be equivalent. So either way, it is more like in quote a zero sum game, okay. So whoever is going to finance you for the project, okay, if you are to take the dividend and use that dividend as a capital source, okay, the foregone return by the shareholder will be equivalent to the potential interest they could have paid if that be financed by debt holders. Okay, so the two are the same. If the cost of debt is, let's say, 10%, okay, it's more or less mean that the cost of capital, okay, to the shareholder for giving up the dividend for the company to take the dividend and use that dividend to finance its project is going to be equivalent. Okay, so the two are going to be the same. Either way, in the case where the shareholder, okay, get paid the dividend, the shareholder, no, this is not an opportunity cost because as shareholder, they have received the dividend, okay? As shareholder, they have received the dividend, okay? The return, the cost that will be paid for the loan they obtained, the cost of interest, the interest cost, okay, is going to be equivalent to the return they're receiving from the dividend they have received from the company, okay? So the two shall be synonymous, okay? Or the loss benefit, okay? If the company used the dividend to finance the project, the loss, okay, in quote, the foregone return, okay, shall be equivalent to the potential interest that you have paid if you finance the project using the loans. Okay. If the shareholder, if maybe a scenario where a shareholder, okay, they do invest in a company that don't pay dividend, okay, the shareholder do pay dividend in a company, they do invest in a company that don't pay the dividend, okay, they're no shareholder, they don't need to worry too much, okay, what can they do, okay, since the company is taking the money and reinvest that money, don't forget the reasons why the company is not paying the dividend is for the company to reinvest that money, okay, is for the company to invest that money in value-adding projects, okay. Now, if shareholder do invest in such companies, okay, where they don't receive a dividend, okay, don't forget the company is investing in a value-adding project, in positive NPV projects. And therefore, the share price value is increasing, okay. Why? Because the company is investing in value-adding project. This is a perfect market, okay. So the market shall be appreciating, the investor shall be appreciating, okay, the company positive value-adding project through the share price, okay. So in case you do make a good investment, then of course share price will increase, okay. So in case as shareholder you don't get paid dividend, then you can be able to make your own dividend. You can be able to manufacture your own dividend. How? By disposing of a portion of your previous investment. Okay, so you can decide. Okay, if maybe I wanted, let's say, $2 of dividend. Okay, but the company this year never paid anything, then you can dispose of $2 worth of your shares in the company. Okay, and it will take you back to where you are before. Okay, if for example the share price was 50 before the investment, okay, and it becomes 52. Don't forget to say that the company is investing in value-adding projects. Okay, so in case the share price was 50, then the company do invest in value-adding projects by not paying the dividend. The share price will increase. Okay, for example, it increased from 50 to 52. Okay, this is an example. If as a shareholder you wanted $2 in form of dividend, then what can you do? Dispose of 2 out of 52. Don't forget the share price has increased from 50 to 52, okay? And now you wanted $2 worth of dividend. What do? Dispose of $2 worth of your investment in the company. It means your wealth reduced from your wealth in the company, reduced from 52 back to 50. However, you have been able to actualize the $2 worth of dividend. At the same time, you end up where you were before at 52, because it'll be 50 plus the 2 dividends you have been able to manufacture for yourself. Okay, so it'll be 50 plus 52. You end up being at 52. Okay, so it does not matter. Okay, whether you pay the dividend or not. Okay, so at the end of the day, if we have shareholder who won't pay the dividend, then they can go ahead and make their own dividend. Okay, by selling off or by disposing of their previous investment. Don't forget, we are assuming that we are in perfect market. Okay, there is no cost of transaction from the disposal of the investment. There's no tax on the dividend. Okay, there's no transaction cost. Okay, so there's so many things. You assume that there is going to be a perfect market. Okay, so there's so many assumptions that do come in play. Okay, to an extent that the finance world, okay, or the finance. Well, how to say that? Hey, at the end of the day, this theory might not apply in reality. Okay, but this theory might not apply in reality. Okay, why? Because of the assumption that are being used. Okay, the assumption, for example, okay, that are being used might not be realistic. Okay, for example, there's no taxes. Okay, that assumption, okay, it's extremely a good assumption. However, in reality, where don't we have tax? Okay, very few countries don't charge taxes. Okay, for most countries, there will be tax be charged. So they might not apply more or less in the reality. Okay, at the same time, if you, for example, you don't want to issue shares, you don't want to ask someone, okay, for example, to float for you shares in the market, they will charge you a fee. Okay, you can't ask, for example, okay, Stanbic to issue shares for you at the NSC for free. They can't do that for sure. Okay, so there will be issue costs, there will be fraudulent costs. Okay. The firm has a given set of opportunity which does not change. Okay, the policy has no effect on the cost of equity. That's not going to apply in reality. Okay, of course, the policy you're going to be adopting will have an impact on your cost of equity. Will have an impact on the cost of equity. Okay, if you don't pay the dividend, okay, what happened? The required return. By the time you're going to convince me to come and invest in your company, in a company where there's no payment of dividend, then I'll be a bit I'll will be a bit shy to give you my money. Okay, that means therefore my cost of capital, okay, my cost of equity is greater to those companies that don't pay me dividend, okay, as shareholder, more or less. Okay. The non-investors have free access to all relevant information, which is not true. Okay, not everyone has the same set of information. Okay, there's some people who are going to have are going to be privy to more information than others. Okay, so not all investors has free access to all relevant information. There are some who are going to have more information than others. For example, the managers of the company, they have more information than even the owners of the company. Okay, so the symmetrical information assumption, okay, seem to apply here. In the market, that won't happen. That won't be applying. Okay. And there is a perfect certainty by every investor regarding the future investment of the company, which is not going to apply in reality. But either way, we are assuming that we are in perfect market. Okay. So more or less, okay, there was counter criticism, okay, towards this theory, okay, that did sometimes develop as other theories, okay. And this counter criticism or the reaction to the theory of dividend irrelevancy, okay, wow, we'll call the tax differential theory. That's the first one, okay. We'll refer to as this is actually a theory, okay. So the first one is actually a theory, okay. Sometimes referred to as the so-called tax differential theory. Now, what does it say? It says at the end of the day, okay, since there will be tax, okay, that's the reality, okay, since there will be tax in most of the economy, okay, there will be the capital gains, okay, the dividend, okay, they shall be subject to tax, okay. Now, shareholder, don't forget, these are shareholder are also assumed to be rational, okay, so they want to maximize their wealth. And one of the way of maximizing the wealth is by minimizing the tax, okay, is by minimizing the tax. So in case the company is going to take that profit they have paid and reinvest, what is happening is that it is at their promised shareholder, okay, we're going to take the money, invest in this project, this value adding projects, okay, then what happens, okay, the share price will increase, okay. Now, once the share price increases, what does it mean? It means again the capital gains are increasing. It means the capital gains are increasing. That means, therefore, if the shareholder would want to dispose of the share, it means he'll be paying the tax on the capital gain, the increase in the share price. Okay. So if the tax on the capital gain is high, if the tax on capital gains is high compared to the tax on the dividend, then what the shareholders want? They take the alternative that minimize the tax. In this case, therefore, they want to be paying the dividend. Why? Because the tax on the dividend is low. If the reverse is occurring, okay, where the tax on dividend is higher than the tax on the capital gain, then shareholders shall opt, therefore, not to be paid the dividend, reinvest our money in the value-adding projects. Why? Because we don't want the dividend, because we want to ensure that we don't pay the tax, okay, or rather, we do minimize the tax that we pay. So this shall be making a comparison, okay, between those different alternatives, okay. We want to ensure we take the alternative that do minimize the tax we as shareholder are paying. So either of the alternative, okay, that is going to promise us a lower tax bracket is what shall be taken, okay. So as a company, when it comes to make a decision as to what policy shall be, or whether to pay or not pay the dividend, consider those two, okay? The capital gains tax as well as the tax on the dividend, okay? But imply therefore, for those companies, okay, that do align themselves to the option where there is minimal tax, it means what about the share price? The share price is going to be high. If the company do align themselves with the option of the alternative where there is lower tax to be paid by shareholder, then of course it means for that company the wealth shareholders get maximized. It means the share price will be increasing. Okay, so you see that as per this policy, their policy as per this theory, the policy on the dividend have an impact on the wealth of shareholder. How? If the share company do align themselves with the alternative between capital gains and the dividends, okay, if, for example, the capital gains are taxed less in that particular country, and this company do not pay the dividend, that means they are in line with the option where there is minimal tax paid by the shareholder, then they shall be maximizing the wealth shareholder. Why? Because they are minimizing the cash outflow. They are minimizing the potential tax the shareholder could have paid. Okay? It means as per this theory, the tax differential theory, yes, the tax differential theory, then at the end of the day, okay, then we as shareholder, okay, or rather the option or the policy the company is going to be adopting will have an impact on our wealth. Okay, will have an impact on the wealth that we shall have at the end of the day. If the company align itself with the policies of taxes of the country, okay, they do take the alternative where there is minimal tax we paid, okay, then we are going to be maximizing value. Okay, that's referred to as the tax differential theory. Okay. Then all these are criticism, okay, of the summary we just made. I think you've already done this, okay. The company retention, dividend retention will be preferred by companies during commissioning, okay. So, because that means for today, the company, if the company finds itself in a scenario where they don't have enough money, then that means therefore they shall be taking the alternative where they retain as much as possible, okay. Then of course the market are imperfect, okay. I think you mentioned that the market are imperfect, they're not perfect in reality, okay. And of course, they also give the cost of transaction. Okay, so if you're going to ask a broker to be the one who's going to be buying and selling off your security from your portfolio, of course it should be charged a fee. Okay, no broker is going to transact for free. Okay, they should charge some fee. Okay, they will charge you a fee. Okay, so the assumption that there is no cost of transaction therefore does not come in play. Okay. Then you have another theory, okay, the so-called the bird in hand theory, okay. This is another theory, okay. It's called bird in hand theory, okay. Now, what does this theory say? Now, this theory says that at the end of the day, if the company is or wants to, let's say, if the company I want to take the option where they don't pay the dividend. In short, they are promising reinvestment of the money. Okay, they are promising reinvestment of company's money. Okay, seem to be okay. Okay, however, don't forget, if the company is reinvesting the money, they are promising the shareholder that, hey, let's not pay you dividend this year. Okay, once we invest your money, okay, in this value-adding project, what will happen? The share price will increase. However, is there a guarantee, okay, that the market is going to be reacting as we would want to wish, we would wish? No, there's no guarantee, okay, that the market is going to be reacting positively, okay, or the market is going to even react in the first place, okay. So there's no guarantee that once we invest the money, okay, the market is going to be appreciating our investment, okay. That's not going to, there's an element of uncertainty, okay, because this market, okay, it's volatile, okay. But imply therefore, as shareholder, if we had been told or if you're going to be given this alternative, it means this is uncertain alternative. Okay. Now, what is certain? What is certain to the shareholder at this point in time is the dividend. Okay. If the company wants to pay a dividend equal to, let's say, $10, okay, then what is going to be certain is the $10. Give us the money today. That is what is certain to the shareholder. That's what they want. Okay. That is what they want. Okay. To pay the dividend, to get the dividend. Okay. The promise through the capital, the promise that the market is going to be reacting positively and you shall get capital gain then is just a promise. Okay, it might never actualize in reality. Therefore, to read the shareholder, let's take the alternative that is going to be more promising for us. Okay, and with this alternative, pay us the dividend today. Pay us the dividend today. That is more certain. Therefore, in summary, we can see that as per this theory, okay, the bird in hand theory, the policy the company shall be adopting, okay, with regard to the payment of dividend, have an impact on the shareholders' wealth, have an impact on the share price. How? If the company pays dividends, it means the company of the company decision are in line with what the shareholders are expecting to pay the dividend, to take the option that is more certain. Okay. If we have another company where this company don't pay the dividend, they do invest the money in hope that the market is going to react positively, then that is the uncertain route the company is taking, okay, with regard to the dividend. That means therefore shareholder in course shall not be happy with that particular alternative because why? It is uncertain to the shareholder. It's uncertain move to the company. And if those companies that don't pay the dividend, they opt to reinvest the money. Okay, what happens that they shall be having a lower value, a lower impact. Okay, the share price, okay, was not the companies, the policy of the dividend company. Therefore, they will be going against what the shareholders were expecting. Okay, to imply therefore the share price is going to be much more lower compared to those companies that do pay the dividend. Compare the companies that do pay the dividend, the so-called the bird in hand theory. Okay. And these are the theories. Okay. How many theories are these? These are 5 theories. Okay. The bird in hand theory. Okay. Okay. Because you need to know this theory. Okay. You should be able to discuss this theory. Okay. Very well. Okay. So we have this one. Okay. Being the first theory. Okay. Which you can summarize as the so-called the information signaling theory. This was the first theory. Okay. So you should be able to discuss it very well, okay? Because in most cases, okay, you're not going to be asked to discuss you will not be asked, okay, discuss the information signaling theory, okay? Quite likely be asked like that, okay? The conventional way I've found the examiner asking question is, do you think the company policies have an impact on the share price? That's the question, okay? Do you think the company dividend policy have an impact on the share price? In that question, you're being asked to discuss the theories, okay? Discuss the theories and what's the conclusion of the theory with regard to the share price, okay? That's how conventionally the question shall be asked, okay? Anyway, that's first theory. This was the second theory. Okay, this was our second theory. This third theory, okay? This is the fourth theory. okay, the Miller-Modigliani, okay, Miller-Modigliani, okay, dividend irrelevancy theory, okay, this was our fourth theory, okay. This is our fifth theory, the tax differential theory, okay, this is the fifth theory, and this is the sixth theory, okay. So conventionally, you depending on the marks, okay, that should be given, okay. For each of the theory, maybe I can assume maybe 2 or 3 marks, okay. So discuss in detail, okay, how each of that theory have an impact on the company's share price, okay. We shall go through a question that your examiner has set in the past, okay. We shall look at it. Now, the other parts of the policy is how, okay, how do we pay the dividend, okay? Do we pay cash, do we pay scrip dividend, or do we pay through, for example, stock purchase, okay? So the next question is, how does the company pay the dividend, okay? The first major way of paying the dividend is the cash payment of dividend, okay? The cash payment of dividend. Now, this is again actual distribution, okay? Actual distribution of cash, okay, from the shareholder, from the company to the shareholders, okay? Actual cash distribution. Which implies, therefore, if the company would want to pay the dividend in the form of cash, then they must be having that cash in its account. Okay, they must be liquid in short. Okay, if they want to pay 10 million worth of dividend, okay, then they must be having at least the 10 million in their account. Okay, unless, for example, they want to pay the dividend through staggering process. Okay, however, if they want to pay the dividend, cash dividend, they must have that cash in the account. As you say, you cannot issue dividend, you cannot issue debt or bonds so you can pay the share dividend. Okay, that won't happen unless you're closing down the company, unless you're liquidating. Okay, it can't happen. Okay, so don't forget, you must be having that money in the company cash account in short. You must be liquid, okay, for you to be able to pay the cash dividend. But if now you're not able to, you don't have that cash, okay, however, the company has a policy of every year paying the dividend, what will happen? Okay, you can have what we call a scrip issue, okay, a scrip dividend, okay. Now, if the company has in this case, okay, as a case where the company does not have dividend, doesn't have cash to pay the dividend, then you can give extra shares for free, okay, free and good, okay. You can decide on pay if maybe the dividend was 10 million, what I'd propose to pay, then I'm going to give an equivalent, okay, shares worth 10 million to the shareholder for free. Okay, as I mentioned, free good. Okay, because this is your money as shareholder. Okay, so it's not free as passive. Okay, either way, the company, there will be no actual cash distribution. Instead of cash, there shall be this scrip dividend. These shares are being offered for free to the members of the company, the shareholders of the company. Okay, that is in the case. There's going to be a scrip dividend. Now, if the company previously, okay, they did used to pay cash, and now they want to revert to the scrip, then you might be communicating some bad information to the market. Because why would you want to change from cash to the scrip? I mean, therefore, you don't have, or you have issues regarding liquidity. Okay, so if case were to go back to the theory of the information stealing theory, then the market is going to perceive that as negative information towards the company. Okay, and of course that have a negative impact to the company share price. Either way, okay, so you may have to see on how you're going to deliver this. You're going to deliver, okay, this information to the market so that they don't deem it as bad information. Okay, see if this is a bad signal of the company future. Okay, so that's on the scrip dividend. Okay, as mentioned, don't forget you must be having enough. In case you don't want to pay the cash dividend, then you must be having that cash in stock. Okay, you must be having cash in stock. Now, just to check, okay. Now, if, for example, the company do implement the cash payment of dividend, okay, so this is the cash payment of dividend, okay. Now, what are interest, okay? I think your accountants, you've done accounting that way. What will be the account entries you shall make? So, the company want to implement the cash payment of dividend. When they actualize it, what are the accounting entries? Let me check from someone here. Johannes. Johannes. Hey, Johannes. Hey, are you in class? Timothy.
Yes.
Yes. What will be the account entries we shall make?
You debit the retained earnings and
We debit retained earnings. We credit.
I'm not sure what you credit.
Okay, don't forget to credit cash. This game is straight. Okay, don't forget to credit cash. Okay, don't get this is a cash payment or dividend. Okay, so it means the cash is reducing and the retained earnings is reducing. So what you do, you're going to debit retained earning. Okay, and you're going to credit cash. Okay, it implies therefore, as I mentioned, we are saying you must be liquid enough. Don't get this money out of the company cash. Okay, you must be liquid enough for you to be able to implement to pay the dividend using the cash payment dividend. What if now we decide to do a script dividend, a script issue, okay? For a script issue, what is going to be the debit, what is going to be credit? Don't forget just to make a mention, okay? If we are to implement the cash, we pay the dividend form of cash, okay? As you can see, the retained earning is reducing, okay? The retained earning is reducing, okay? Don't forget one of the gearing, let me just show you. The impact on the cash payment of dividend on the gearing is that the retained earning is reducing. Okay, there's reduction in the company retained earnings. Okay, the reduction in the company retained earnings. Okay, that implies therefore the company equity position is reducing in line with the amount of dividend they have been paid. Okay, and one of the measures of gearing, can use, for example, is debt to equity. Okay, debt to equity ratio. Okay, which implies therefore if the company, if we do pay the dividends through the cash payment, then the numerator here, okay, the numerator here, the dividend, the equity component is reducing. Which imply therefore the debt to equity ratio is increasing. Okay, the debt to equity ratio is increasing. Okay, that implies therefore a payment of dividend through cash result to an increase in the company gearing position. Result to a company increase in the gearing position. Which imply therefore you have to consider as a company, if we pay the dividend in form of cash, now what impact is it going to have on our gearing? Do you have some pre-existing contracts, for example, with the debt holders that we might be contravening? Okay, so we have to be quite careful, okay, because as I mentioned, the cash dividend is going to have a negative impact on the gearing. It will increase the company gearing. Okay, so you have to be careful as you implement this form of paying the dividend. Okay. Anyway, in the script issue, what happens? What will be the entries? Sharon.
Yes.
Yes. What will be the entries?
You debit share premium.
We debit share premium account.
For retained earnings, then you credit share capital.
We credit share capital. Where's your premium account? Sharon.
Share premium is
Yes.
share premium account is usually used to facilitate issue of shares, which doesn't guarantee cash.
Which doesn't guarantee cash. Okay. It could be, but where? Okay. So you're paying the dividend from the share premium account. So because you're paying the dividend from the share premium account.
I'm not sure, but I guess you can debit share premium or retained earnings. It depends with the.
In case the company maybe does not have the share premium account, then essentially don't get, you're going to pay the dividend from the retained earnings of the company. Okay, you're going to be paying from the company retained earnings. Conventional, you pay it from the company retained earnings. So you're going to debit, therefore, retained earnings, you do credit the share capital account. Okay. Now there are these two, okay, these two accounts here. Now these two accounts, okay, these two accounts, don't forget they are both equity accounts. These are both equity accounts, okay? These are both equity accounts. So we are going to simply, it's like we are transferring money, okay, from one account of equity to another account of equity, which implies, therefore, they're not going to be having an impact, okay? They shall have a little impact on the company equity position. Don't forget debt to equity. Money is moved from one account of equity to another account of equity, okay? So at the end of the day, they have more, like zero impact, okay, on the company equity, which means, therefore, they may be having very minimal impact on the company. They may be having minimal impact on the company gearing, okay? But be careful, okay? In case you're going to be measuring the gearing based on the market value, because as per se here, I'm measuring gearing on book value basis, okay? So this were on book value. If you to use market value, if you to use the market values of the company, okay, the market value of debt and the market value of equity, when assessing the company gearing, okay, so be careful. If we do a script issue, okay, what is going to be the market reaction? Are they going to be happy or not? If they're not going to be happy, it means that what happens to equity? It means the share price is decreasing. It means that for the equity is decreasing. It means the gearing is increasing. Okay, so you have to be careful. Okay, what are you measuring gearing? Is it on market value basis? Is on the book value basis? If it's a market value, then it may be increasing. Okay, the company gearing might actually be increasing. Okay, but in case you do on book value basis, then the market value, the gearing of the company is going to remain more or less constant. Okay, it's going to remain more or less constant. Okay. So that's on the cash dividend, and that's and on the script dividend. Okay. Another way of paying the dividend, okay, is sometimes through what we call a stock repurchase. Okay, or referred to as a stock repurchase. Now, what is stock repurchase? Now, stock repurchase, okay, and essentially what is happening is that the company pays the dividend. Okay, the company pays the dividend to the shareholders in form of like sort of giving back the capital. Okay, let me give you an example so that becomes easy to understand. The company can maybe make an offer, okay, that we are going to buy, assume that currently, okay, there's an assumption, current share price of the company, assume it's $20. So the company can make an offer, okay, that we would want to buy the shares from the current shareholder. So the company is making an offer to its own shareholder, okay. We would want to buy the shares at 23, for example, okay. So the shares are being bought at premium. So the shares are being bought at premium of, let's say, $3, okay. Now, what's happening? This offer, okay, is made available to the current shareholder, okay. So the company want to buy the shares of the company from its current shareholders, okay, from its current shareholder, okay. And the offer is going to be most of the time a premium, okay. So let's say 23, okay. The shareholders who are going to opt, okay, this is an option. It's not a compulsory for the shareholder to sell off their shares in the company, okay. So in this context, the shareholder who shall be selling off their shares to the company at 23, okay, what they're getting the value of the share, which was 20, and on top of that, they're also getting $3, okay. Because if you were to go to the market and make a similar sale of the share, they shall be getting 20. But if they do so through the company, okay, they're going to be selling at 23, okay, they're going to be getting $3 extra. Now, these $3, don't forget, these shareholders are selling off their shares to the company, okay? Okay, they will never get this, they shall never get these $3 after that, okay? Now, this $3 actually is what we're referring to as liquidating dividends, okay? the shareholders the liquidating dividend. So the shareholder, okay, over and above the value of the share, 20, they do get an extra, they do get a premium of 3 shillings. Okay. The $3, okay, the 3 shillings, okay, is going to be considered as a dividend the company is offering to those shareholders, okay, to the shareholder who opt to become ex-shareholders of the company. Okay, and that's the $3. Therefore, we can consider it as a dividend. Okay, what we refer to as the liquidating dividend. Okay. Now, why would the company do that? Okay, why would the company want to buy the shareholders off? Okay, there are no reason why the company would want to buy all the shareholders off. Okay, one of them in case they do have excess reserve cash. Okay, where maybe in quote they don't know where to do with the money. So they want to utilize that cash, okay, by giving it back to the shareholder, okay, by buying off the shareholders, okay. Now, this method sometimes may be in quote misused by the company, okay, sometimes may be misused by the company, okay. What does it mean, okay? That sometimes once assume that, for example, okay, the company buys back, let's say, 1 million shares for the market, okay, and the company, the shares that were in issue before, okay, the issued share, okay, the issued share, assume, well, let's say, the issued shares, well, let's say 2.5 million, and it means therefore, okay, one of the facts you may have got, the 1 million shares that have just been bought back by the company, okay, they are withdrawn from the capital market, okay, they are withdrawn from, let's say, the NSE, okay, from the NSE. That means if they cease trading, okay, this share cease trading in the market, okay, the 1 million share cease trading in the market, okay, so going forward, okay, they cannot trade the market. That means, therefore, the supply or the number of shares available for trading, okay, decreased from 2.5 to 1.5 million. Okay, so the number decreased from 2.5 to 1.5 million shares. Now, what does that mean? Therefore, the supply have decreased. Okay, now what happened in the share price? Of course, the share price will have to increase. There will be an increase in the share price. Okay, so sometimes this method can be misused in the market. Okay, it can be misused by market in to try to to have artificial, okay, share price increase, okay, because this is simply an artificial, okay. There is no actual increase in the other shareholders, okay. So you can have an artificial increase in the share price, okay. So in most cases, in most countries, you cannot, or companies cannot buy back their own shares, okay, from their current shareholders. So this a share repurchase or a share buyback is not going to be or will not be, okay, effected in some country. Okay, a share buyback will not be effected in some country. Okay, because sometimes, as mentioned, it can be misused. Okay, it can be called misuse of the share repurchase. Okay, and the share, this 1 million share that have just been bought back by the company. Okay, the share that have just been bought by a company, as mentioned, okay, they are not tradable in the market. Okay, they don't, going forward, they don't trade in the stock market. Okay, they don't trade in the stock market. Okay, which implies therefore the company shares available, okay, do remain at 1.5 million. Now, what do we call this 1 million shares? What's the term used here? And this is the term that is used for those shares. They're called the treasury stock. Okay, those shares are defined to as the treasury stock. Okay, so therefore, if you may have, or they will be appearing on the face of the balance sheet as a distinct line item. Okay, you shall have ordinary share capital, share premium account, retained earning, and at the same time, you should be having the treasury stock. Okay. Definitely for the matter of disclosure, okay, so that we become aware the company has bought back some shares in the market. In the past, the company has bought back shares. So there'll be a separate line item, okay, to represent the value of those shares that were bought back in the market as part of the treasury stock, okay. And that's on the dividend policy. That's on the dividend policy. Okay. Question? Before I look for question from the examiner. If your question, let me know. Because the time examiner asked for that question. No, asked for a question in relation to the dividend, more or less on the company policy, on the effect of the theories, whether the theories have any impact on the share price. Okay, so I'm going through your question bank, okay, trying to look for that question, okay. It was asking whether there's any or whether the company dividend policy have an impact on the share price. Okay, and that question, as I mentioned, you're meant to have discussed the theory, each of the theory, okay, and whether it supports or do not support, okay, the share price increase or decrease. Okay. Let's try to check out. Yeah, I'm trying to see. If you get the question, let me know. So we're simply asking whether, or rather how, or whether it is possible. Yes, it is actually. Okay. This is on page 15, okay, on page 15. Page 15, okay. Page 15, where did it go? Page 15, question. This question on DD company, okay, page 15 on DD company. DD company, page 15, part question 2, part D. Okay, is asking discuss whether a change in company policy will affect the share price of the company. Okay. Discuss whether a change in the company policy will affect the share price of the company. Okay. No, okay, how do you answer this question? You answer through the theories, okay? So you're going to be answering this question through those theories you've discussed, okay? So I would expect you to discuss at least 3 theories, okay? As whether, okay, that company policy is going to be having an impact on the company share price, okay? So I don't know which theory you would want to discuss, okay? You can discuss the MM, but discuss the one you're comfortable, okay? Discuss the few theories you're comfortable in discussing, okay? MM, okay, the MM says that, okay, maybe. Just for example, MM. What does it say? Okay, at the end of the day, it says that it does not matter whether you pay the dividend or you don't pay the dividend. And at the end of the day, the share price is unaffected. Okay, that's for example the MM. Okay, then you have, for example, the tax differential theory. Then you discuss it. Okay, what does the tax differential theory say? Okay, so that at the end of the day, what is going to affect the value of the company is if the company is in line with the alternative. Okay, or it is in line with the alternative where there is minimal tax payment. Okay, so for those companies that do align themselves with the option, that is the 2 options are pay or not pay the dividend, pay or retain the money, invest in the project. Okay, so should we go for capital gain or should we go for the dividend? If we have a company, we have a country where the tax on the dividend is going to be high, then those companies that retain the money for investment, they have a higher share price. Okay. On the other hand, if, for example, you have a country where the tax on the dividend is going to be low, then for those companies that do pay the dividend, that is, they do minimize the tax the shareholders do incur, it means they'll be maximizing their value. Okay. Then you have, for example, the bird in hand theory. Okay, then you discuss it. What does it say? Okay, it says that at the end of the day, what matters is what is more certain to the uncertain. What is more certain is the dividend. What is uncertain is the promise of future capital gains. So company that do pay the dividends, therefore, will see therefore their share price being higher than comparative company that don't pay the dividend. Okay. So we meant to discuss only 3 theories, okay, and whether they do support or they don't support, okay, any potential impact they can be having on the company share price. There are 7 marks, therefore I would expect you discuss at least 3 theories, okay? You discuss at least 3 theories. Clear? Question? Okay, if there's no question, then that marks therefore the end of our topic. Okay, the end of our topic. Okay, the dividend policy. Okay. I don't know whether I found another question on that line. Just check on it. Let me check it out. Okay, we presuppose that you've gone through the advantages and disadvantages. Okay, and I think they are all quite self-explanatory. Okay, unless you have a question. Okay, Then we can try to see if we can get another question from the question bank on the same area on the dividend. So you can get one. Okay, so this is just maybe a section A question. Okay, which of the following statement is correct? A bonus issue can be used to raise new equity finance. Okay, just go through it. Then you give me your answer. Question 5. Question 5. Okay, so go through it. Capital structure theory. Now, in this topic, okay, the main or the question we are attempting in answering is the mix of debt and equity. Okay. Now, what is capital structure? Let me just be in there before I discuss the theories. Okay. Capital structure is simply how has the company, or how do the company, or how has the company been financing itself for maybe the past maybe 10 years, 20 years. Okay. How does the company finance its assets, in short? Okay, how does the company finance its long-term assets? Okay, how was the mix of debt and equity the company normally uses? Okay, they use of how much of debt they use, how much of equity they use. They use 10% equity and 90% debt. They use 50% debt and 50% equity to finance the assets. See, how do the company generally do finance their long-term assets? Okay, so the mix of the different finances. Okay, conventionally, okay, the use of the extent of the use of debt and the extent of use of equity to finance their long-term assets is referred to as the capital structure. Okay. Simply, how has the company been financing its long-term asset? How much of debt, okay, has it been using? Okay, how much of equity has the company been using to finance its long-term assets? Okay, that simply is what was capital structure. Okay, now the question we are trying to answer when discussing the capital structure theory, okay, and discussing the capital structure theories, okay, is there an optimal, okay, mix of debt and equity? Okay, what do we mean by optimality? Okay, by saying we have an optimal capital structure, we mean that we do have a mix of debt and equity that we are able to minimize our costs. Don't forget what we discussed at the cost of capital topic. Okay, we were discussing. Okay, is at the end of the day, okay, a company shall need to consider its weighted average cost of capital. Okay, how much of equity, how much of equity. So simply, at the end of the day, okay, the different providers of capital, okay, be they debt holder, be they be equity shareholder, how much on average do they charge the company? Okay, called the weighted average cost of capital. Now here we're trying to ask a question: can we attempt in influencing, okay, the mix of debt and equity, okay, to determine or to assess, okay, the minimum cost of capital? Can we be able to get a minimum cost of capital? It's simply trying to influence the mix of debt and equity. Okay, is that possible? Okay, and if it's possible, what is that optimal, okay, mix of debt and equity? Okay, if currently we are financed 30 debt and 70 equity, okay, so currently the company assets are 30-70, 30 debt and 70 equity. Okay, if we increase from 30-70 to, let's say, 40-60, okay, by increase I mean we increase the debt, okay, from 30-70 to 40-60. Now, what is going to happen on our cost of capital? What is going to happen on our weighted average cost of capital? Is it going to be increasing or decreasing? Okay, so we're trying to mix the debt and equity. Okay, simply mix the debt and equity. Okay, trying to determine to influence the proportion, okay, of debt and equity. Trying to observe what is going to be happening to the company mix of debt and equity. Okay, is going to be increased? Is the cost going to increase or decrease? Okay. The theories we will be discussing in this topic, okay, will are geared to answer that question. do we have an optimal mix of debt and equity, where as a company you can achieve the minimum possible weighted average cost of capital? Okay, that's the question we're trying, or which we shall be attempting to answer when discussing the capital structure theories. Okay, so the 4 theories here we're discussing that attempt in answering the question. Okay, roughly actually there are only 2. Okay, one of them does not answer that question, but either way, it is still considered as part of the theories. Okay, the first one is called the traditional theory. Okay, the first is called the traditional theory. Okay, then you have, of course, the with tax, without tax, and the pecking order theory. Okay, those are the 4 theories that we shall be discussing. Okay, the 4 theories that we shall be discussing, trying to influence the mix of debt and equity, trying to see as whether we can be able to minimize the company weighted average cost of capital. Okay, so that will be what shall be discussing in this topic. Okay, now it's at 7. Okay, I will propose that we take a short break, then we come back at, okay, Mahir, we come back to time. Mahir.
Yes, sir.
We come back at what time?
7:20.
Okay, fair enough. Then we come back at 7:20. We pick off from that point. So let's meet at 7:20.
Yes, sir.